So tell us what you're looking at.
Okay. What's great about new technology today with hearing technology is that most of it is Bluetooth compatible, meaning we can adjust the sound at our ears through our phone. Apple does a great job of working with all the hearing aid manufacturers for this direct Bluetooth connection. Android does in some contexts, just not as elaborate as Apple products.
Cool. Well, show us what the one you have.
So the one I have now, basically what we're doing is allowing patients to apply different setting filters to make it sound better. So for instance, they can touch on the app a noise filter setting to help reduce background noise in restaurants.
So we're going to be seeing exactly what you're seeing. So
okay.
Speak as if I am seeing what you're seeing right now.
Okay. Yep. So by pressing the noise filter button, we're able to help reduce background noise, which is our primary complaint in groups and noisy places. So that's a great feature. We can also use the app to access multiple programs. So I just swiped over in the app and we have this restaurant mode. And in the restaurant mode, we have even more help with noise filtering is one option, or focusing on speech of the person right directly in front of us. Or maybe in some instances we want to hear everyone in the restaurant so that we know what's going on all around us. So the app is really user-friendly and easy to do. No one knows what you're doing. They think you're checking a text message or an email. They have no idea you're actually adjusting your hearing devices, improving your ability to converse and communicate and participate in the group conversation. And then once we get into the program and find a good setting, we can say, you know what, I just wanted a little lower in volume in both ears or a little bit higher in volume in both ears. So we really have this finite control over the way we hear, which is so important because no two people process sound the same way. And so it's really hard as audiologists to necessarily get everything fine-tuned just right with this technology today because we need the input of our patients.
And then, so do these work like a Bluetooth headset too? Like
yes. So then if a phone call comes in and we have the Bluetooth connection on with the hearing devices, you'll hear the caller in both ears. So you have a true stereo sound when someone calls in, which is great. Gives you much better audio quality. You can stream Pandora, you can stream audiobooks, whatever you want. And there's none of this having to, take one device out to replace it with another. You are basically converting the hearing technology into a Bluetooth headset.
Cool.
Yeah. And
if you, it's okay if you don't want this to be in a video anywhere, but if you were on the phone, 8 hours a day, would that battery still last a week?
If you're streaming it longer, your battery's going to last less than a week for sure. Probably like 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're a big streaming person, you're probably only going to get 5 days out of a battery currently.
Pretty good.
But still, for what you're doing.
A Bluetooth headset is dead in a day.
Right, exactly.
With a giant rechargeable battery in it.
Exactly. So.
Cool. Do you know show any other apps?
Yeah. So another app that is really handy is this new one from another manufacturer called Widex, and what they're doing is helping us figure out what a person's preference is in kind of a forced choice, which is better, A or B, kind of like when you go to the eye doctor and they say which is clearer, 1 or 2. Same applies here. So in the app, when we're in a complex listening environment like a restaurant, we go to this Sound Sense Learn function, and it's going to ask us which sounds better, A or B. And by telling through the app which sounds better, A or B, it's really the first time we have a system that is intelligent enough to learn what our preferences are. So it's really kind of going towards that concept of artificial intelligence in hearing technology for the first time, which is really great because then this information is stored on the chip, and when a patient comes in and sees me, I can download it and say, oh, no wonder you weren't hearing well in that environment. You like it a lot louder than I would expect you to, or you like it a lot lower, or a lot different pitch composition. And so the technology is really advancing quickly to help us understand people's preferences better.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I need hearing aids, but I want them.
Right. Yeah, I like wearing them just for
I'm on the phone,
fun.
All day now, so I would love to.
Hands-free, small, easy to use, and everyone can benefit from a little bit of a boost in high frequencies when there's background noise, because it makes speech clearer.
How does it know how to do, like, how does it do, like, make just the person next to you louder versus, like, the person farther away from you or something?
Right. So sometimes that's tricky because the cocktail party effect, as we call it, is usually lots of people talking. And background noise that a hearing device can really work with easier is if it's steady state noise, like traffic or fans or something that's identifiable that they can cancel out, right? But when it's lots of people talking, the main way it can help is by taking close in. So it's about distance and intensity. So the closer the person is to you, usually that's going to be the more intense speech. So trying to capture that particular voice and boost it up. But what's cool in the app that you just reminded me of on this one, they have something called directional focus. So when we go to directional focus, I can say the person on my right, I pick the right microphones and turn that side up only. So now I'm hearing the person on my right louder than the person on my left.
Are the microphones directional too? So if you
They
turn
are
your head,
directional.
so if you're, does it focus on who you're looking at?
It focuses on where those microphones are positioned or pointed, absolutely. So we have 2 on each side of the head. So we have 4 directional microphones, and we can basically tell it through the algorithm, do we want it to be omnidirectional? Do we want all 4 of those active? Do we want them to be directional? Do we want them to be adaptive directional based on the loudness level of the environment? I mean, it's pretty cool what you can do with these microphones. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
Anything else cool?
What else is cool? Some of the features people like that I think are neat is they have the ability through the app to locate, like, let's say you accidentally took the hearing aids out and left them on a table in a restaurant. Because of location services, you can go through the app and say, where are my hearing aids? And so you're less likely to be able to lose them because it's tied to that location services in your phone. So you can find them if you potentially left them somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.